Dear God, there definitely is a lot of temperature down here. Ah, that's better. So today we're going to rank all the flags of the countries in Africa, including France and Spain. I know France and Spain aren't African nations, but I'm going to count them because France has all these islands around Madagascar and Spain has the Canary Islands and literally border Morocco here, here, and here. And if you're mad that I'm including them, then blame colonialism and not me. And just so you know, I won't be including places that function as an independent state but are mostly unrecognized or entirely unrecognized by the world, like Western Sahara or Somaliland. And lastly, this ranking is not affected by conflicts, wars, or anything political. We will only be ranking these flags based on the colors on the fabric of the flag itself and if I think it's a cool or good flag. So no, it doesn't matter if your country has a dictator or not, or if you have an ongoing war, or if you just have a really cool flagpole, your flag still goes in tier Eswatini. So in no particular order, let's start with Algeria. So, this is the biggest country in Africa. Greedy little shit. And they have a lot of sand. Damn, you could make a real big sandcastle out of all that sand. Anyway, so they have an interesting flag. Definitely a unique one at that. They have a green and white background with a red moon and 5-pointed star. I don't mind the flag, but it's just not quite my favorite flag out there, so it's going in B tier. Let's get to the next flag, which is Angola. Angola has something that looks like a blade with a 5-pointed star and only half a cogwheel because I ate the rest. Yummy. Anyway, they also have a red and black bicolor as a background. I honestly like their flag a lot, but it won't go in S tier because there are a few flags that are more deserving of that spot in my opinion. So a tier it will be. Comoros is our third country on this list, and sorry to say, but this is an E tier flag. I just don't like all the colors. I don't mind the moon and star, but I just don't like the 4 stripes. Sorry, but it'll go in E tier. After Comoros we have the DRK, or as I like to call them, Dr. Congo. So Dr. Congo's flag is blue with a diagonal red line with a yellow outline and a yellow star in the top left corner. I don't mind this flag, but it's not the best, so it will enter the B tier club with Algeria. Now we have the Republic of the Congo. Wait, there is a second one? Anyway, this Congo has a diagonal tricolor consisting of green, yellow, and red. This is a color palette that is surprisingly common in Africa. And this one will go in C tier. Now we have Ireland. No, Ireland is not in Africa, Ireland is in Ireland. So, if this isn't Ireland, then this is the Ivory Coast. And this is definitely the Ivory Coast. And the Ivory Coast has a tricolor consisting of orange, white and green. They look identical to Ireland but flipped. It's not a game-changing flag, but it's also not bad, so I think C tier is fine. Djibouti got a big booty and also quite the unique flag too. I like the blue, green and white with a red stare. Not my favorite ever, but good enough that I'll be putting them in B tier. Now we move on to Egypt, the land with the most pyramids, except that's a lie because it's actually Sudan that holds that record. Pyramids aside, let's talk about their flag. Egypt has a red, white and black tricolor with a yellow symbol in the middle. It's a well-known flag but not the best flag, so B, giving the B tier. Hee. Equatorial Guinea is interesting. I like the colors, but I'm not sure about the symbol on the white bar. It honestly ruins the flag a bit for me, so it'll have to go in D tier. Eritrea is a country in Africa, I hope. Anyway, they do have an interesting flag. But I'm sorry, I just don't think this is going to work long term. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to put you in C tier. It's nothing personal, Eritrea. Shut up, I wasn't dating a country. Next flag. And that is Ethiopia. One of the more known countries in Africa. If I asked someone on the streets if they knew any African nations, I wouldn't be surprised if they mentioned Ethiopia. They have one of the most unique histories in Africa due to being one of the only nations in Africa to not be colonized. And they also have a unique flag. I like the stare on the blue circle. The couloirs of red, yellow, blue, and green are something that is very common in Africa, and it's not my favorite color combo ever, so I think B tier is good for them. Gabon is next, and it's quite basic. They have a tricolor of blue, green, and yellow that reminds me of some pride flags, but it's also a tricolor that I never thought about. It's interesting, so I'll give it B tier too. The Gambia is a country that follows a river, and their flag definitely reflects this. The flag has a blue stripe in the middle with white borders and green in the bottom and red on the top. This obviously means that there is green grass to the south of the river and blood, death, and suffering to the north. That's a lie. I hope. Anyway, I do like this flag, so I'll put it in a tier. Ghana is next, and they have a simple red, green, and yellow tricolor with a black star on it. Sorry, but I'm not a big fan of this color combo, so it's D tier. Now we have Mali but flipped, aka Guinea. Guinea has the same tricolor as Mali but flipped. I'm not the biggest fan of the green, yellow, and red tricolor, so it's D tier. Now we have another D tier in Guinea-Bissau, who also have red, green, and yellow on their flag. They did, however, include the black star on the red part, but that still doesn't move it up from D tier, so D tier it is. And now we have one of my favorite flags in the world, being Kenya's flag. I like the white between black and red and green. I also do like the shield and spears on the flag too, so they go right into S tier. Lesotho is next, and I like the blue, green, and white, but the black symbol in the center ruins the flag for me, so I'll have to put it in E tier. Now we have the United States of copycats. So this flag, believes it or not, is the flag of Liberia. Their flag looks so similar to the US flag that even Americans themselves mistake this as the American flag. Well, that doesn't say a lot. But anyway, I do like the stripes on the flag, and I also do like that there is only one star. But it's not my favorite flag, so it goes in C tier. Now we have Libya. Their flag looks really good. I like the red, black, and green. I also like the white star and moon. This is definitely an upgrade from their old flag, which was literally just green. So yeah, I really like this new flag, and I'll put it in S tier. Now we have Madagascar, which is not Sadagaskar but rather a Gladagaskar, and it's driving a gas car, but he doesn't want a gas car because he saw this Swedish girl who is mad at gas car. Am I funny? Wow. Rude. Anyway, so Madagascar's flag looks like this, and I honestly don't like it that much, so it will go in D tier. Why they named a country after a movie is beyond me. Now we have the one, the only, Chad. Now Chad's flag looks almost identical to Romania's flag, except the blue is a tad bit darker. I can't believe Romania had the nerves to just steal Chad's flag. Anyway, I don't mind the tricolor, so it will go in B tier. Because Chad is just that cool. Now we have Malawi's flag, which to me will always just look like they have a backwards cap on it. And I do like that. But I'm not the biggest fan of the green and red on the tricolor, so it will go in B tier. Oh, and if you put some sunglasses on Malawi's flag, it looks like a sunburnt gangster. Now we have Guinea but flipped, aka Mali. Mali has the same tricolor as Guinea but flipped. And just like with Guinea, I'm not the biggest fan of the green, yellow, and red tricolor, so it's D tier for Mali too. Mauritania is next. I don't mind the moon and star, but I'm not the biggest fan of them being yellow. The color combo is not the best, so it's C tier for them. Mauritius is an island nation in the Indian Ocean. They have 4 stripes with red, blue, yellow, and green on their flag. I honestly don't like the color combo, so they'll go in E tier. Morocco is yet another of the more well-known African nations. They have a green star on a red background. I honestly kinda like their simple flag, so they'll go in a tier. Mozambique is fucking badass. They have a fucking AK-47 and hoe crossed over an open book over a yellow star, because why the fuck not? They also have a tricolor of yellow, green, and black separated by white stripes and a red triangle at the hoist of the flag, but who cares about that when there is a fucking AK-47 just casually on the flag? Truly badass. They'll go in a tier. Now we have Namibia. To summarize my opinions on this flag, I like all the colors and the look of the flag, but it does feel a little busy, so in short it will go in a tier. Now we have knockoff India, aka Niger. All jokes aside, I don't mind their flag. I like the orange, white and green. I think B tier is fine for this flag. So B tier it is. No, I will not be making a joke about how Niger's name is similar to a certain bad word. Now we have Nigeria. I like the simple green and white tricolor. It's simple and respectable. So I'll put them in a tier. No, I'm still not making a joke about how Nigeria's name also sounds like a bad word. Rwanda is next, and not to be mean or anything, but this doesn't look as much as a flag as it just looks like a landscape painting that a 3-year-old drew in MS Paint. It's not the worst flag and it does look nice, so it goes in C tier. Next up is Benin with a simple flag. It's yet another flag with the red, green and yellow color scheme that I'm obviously not a big fan of. So you guessed it. It's D tier for them. Now we have a country with a long name being São Tomé and Príncipe. Again with the red, yellow and green, but this time we also have 2 black stars. I still don't like the color combo, but the build of the flag looks cool in my opinion, so I'll be nice and give them C tier. Now we're back in D tier land with Senegal. They have the red, yellow and green tricolor with a green stare in the middle. So yeah, D tier it is. Next is Seychelles and M. This is definitely an interesting flag. I don't mind it and I like the colors, so I think he'll throw them in B tier. Sierra Leone is next and surprisingly simple. I like the green, blue and white tricolor. Don't have much else to say than that, so we'll give it a tier. Now we have Somalia. I like the white star on the blue background. It reminds me of a certain Asian nation, but I can't put my finger on which one. Anyway, I like Somalia's flag, so we'll also put them in a tier. Now we have probably the most known African nation being South Africa. I really like how all the colors fit together. I like the structure of the flag too. I think I'll just keep it short and give it S tier. Now we have the youngest country in the world being South Sudan. Oh, look at the little baby. Just like with Kenya, I really like the white that separates the black and red and green. I also really like the blue triangle with the yellow star, so I'll give it S tier too. Next is Sudan itself, the former biggest African nation. Not only that, they also have the most pyramids in the world. There reminds me a lot about the flags of the Middle East with the red, white, green and black color palette. It's not the worst flag ever, it blends in with the flags in the Middle East though. It's not the worst flag, so we'll put them in B tier. Tanzania is next and I like their flag quite a bit. I like the blue, green, yellow and black, and I also like the diagonal line. I think this a good flag, so we'll put them in a tier. Now we're back with the red, green and yellow flags with Togo. Now considering I've put almost all flags that follow this color palette in D or sometimes C tier, you would think I'd put this flag in C or D tier. But no, I'm actually going to put them in a tier. And that is because I just love the structure of the flag. It has 5 stripes alternating between green and yellow, and they have a red felt with a white star. I like how it looks a lot, but it's not the best, so a tier is fine for me. Beat Bop, scanning flag. Beat Bop, flag identified as Botswana. Beat Bop, flag contains the following colors: blue, white, black. Beat Bop, flag status: amazing. Beat Bop, calculating flag tier. Flag tier equals S tier. Beat Bop, 0.0000000000000. Next we have, oh, I didn't know Turkey got an upgrade. Wait, Turkey's not an African country, Turkey is a bird. Then this has to be Tunisia then. So Tunisia's flag is similar to Turkey's flag. I really like the white circle with the red moon and star on the red background. So this will go in S tier too. Uganda is next in line and they definitely have an interesting flag. I don't mind the red, yellow, and black stripes, but I don't know about the symbols in the center, so I think B tier as well. Now we have Zambia's flag and... no. I don't like this flag. Why is there so much green? Why don't it use the legit good tricolor that's in the bottom right corner? And why is the tricolor in the bottom right corner? Why is there a bird over the tricolor? And why don't they just use the tricolor as the flag? And why am I asking so many questions? This just doesn't look good, and just seeing how good it could be, it makes me want to tear my hair out. But I won't, because I like my hair. Sorry my possibly non-existent Zambian viewers, but your flag will be one of few national flags to end up in F tier. If I had any viewers from Zambia, they probably all left by now. Now we have the other Z nation, being of course Zimbabwe. Their flag looks interesting up close, especially with the bird thingy statue on the red star. But I don't really like the amount of color. There are 5 colors in total, and unlike South Africa, who nailed having many colors, they didn't. Although they did manage to include Germany's flag in their flag. But all in all, I don't really like the look of the flag, and it's way too busy for me, so it's D tier for me. Now we got Eswatini. They have one of the most complicated flags ever. But honestly, I kinda like it. I like the symbol and the red, yellow, and blue in the background. So it's gonna go in a tier. Next is Burkina Faso. They have a simple flag with a green stripe on the bottom and a red stripe on the top with a yellow star in the middle. It's a simple yet effective flag, so I'll put it in B tier. Burundi is up next. They have an interesting white diagonal cross with 3 stars in a white circle with red and green in the background. It's an interesting flag, but not the best ever. So I'll put them in C tier. Now we have Cabo Verde. I like the red and white stripes and the yellow circle of stars on the blue background. It's definitely an interesting flag, and it's not the worst flag, so it goes in a tier. Now we have the last red, yellow, and green flag with Cameroon. I honestly don't like where the colors are placed on the flag. Although I do like the yellow star. But yeah, it will join most of the other red, green, and yellow flags in D tier. Now we have the CAR, aka the Central African Republic. Now I don't like this flag. I don't like the red vertical bar going down the middle. I'm also not a fan of the blue, white, green, and yellow horizontal stripes. I do like the yellow star in the top right corner though. It's not the worst flag ever, but I don't like it, so E tier. Now we have Spain. I know Spain isn't African, but they do own the Canary Islands, which are geographically a part of Africa, and they literally have a land border with Morocco on the mainland. So I will be including them in the tier list. So I do like the Spanish flag. I like the red and yellow with the coat of arms. So I'll put them in a tier. For those who doesn't want to see Spain on this tier list, it must be a S-Pain to see it on this list. Ha ha ha. Anyway, next flag. France is next, and just like Spain, they have a lot of islands that are geographically a part of Africa. So the French flag is a simple red, white, and blue vertical tricolor. It's not a bad flag, and I do like it, so they will go in a tier 2. And that's it. All the African flags ranked. If you enjoyed the ranking, then check out one of my other videos, and maybe even give the video a and maybe even subscribe. And if you have something to comment on, like why you got beautiful hair Freddy, then why thank you, and also make sure to tell me down in the comment section back. Okay, see you in the NNNNNNEXXXXTTTVVVVVIDDDDDO.